Turned it off. Oh. That's turned it off. You just told me to turn it off. Hello guys, can you let me know if you can hear me? If you could guys, I'm having a problem with the mic, so I'll have to do the stream without the mic by the looks of it. So my apologies for that guys. Just let me know if you can hear me now. Can you hear me guys? Okie doke, so you can hear me. Apologies for that, guys. There seems to be a problem with my mic, and obviously been at work today, so I've not had a chance to test all the. I did just simply run out of time before I started the live stream to test all the equipment. So obviously I'll have to find out what's going on with that after the stream. We'll just have to go with it like this. So just let me know if you can hear me, okay, guys, through the laptop, and obviously I'll try and sort the mic out for the next time we stream. My apologies for that. The game has started, guys. Oh, sorry, it's just about to start where I'm watching it from. So, yeah, if you can, just let me know if you can. So, Dylan saying can hear me now. So, all good, mate. So brilliant. Okay, Dylan, thank you very much for that, mate. Appreciate you letting me know. Just let me know if the sound's not loud enough. I can see if I can turn it up a bit. A bit frustrating that, obviously, having everything set up and then it's not working. So I'll have to figure that out. I'm really, really irritated about that. But yeah, the game started, guys. 17 minutes in. Want to hear what you guys have got to say tonight. That's why we do the live streams about tonight's game or any other football topics you guys want to talk about. Always happy to hear you guys sharing your football opinions about general UK football, and obviously with the World Cup coming up, lots to talk about with regards to that as well. So yeah, guys, I'll see if I can just get any team news up. I will come to your comments in a minute, guys. Just see if we can get any team news. So yes, sorry about that, guys. I'm just checking for teams. So it looks like Hull have set up with a 4-2-3-1 formation, or either that or a 4-5-1 formation. And Luton have set up with 3 at the back, 4 in the middle, and 3 up front. So they've gone for a 3-4-1 formation. Quickly run over the teams for you guys. Obviously, we have. In fact, I don't know these teams very well, so I'm going to maybe not pronounce the names very well. So we've got Estebinho up front for Hull City, Pellicus, Tuffen, Longman, and Woods and Slate sitting in kind of a defensive midfield position from the looks of that, and then Elder, Greaves, and Jones and Coyle at the back, Baxter in goal. And for Luton, we got Horvath in goal, Burke, Lockyer, and Potts at the back. So obviously, quite a brave defensive move for Luton. So, we've got any Luton fans? I'd love to let me know if this is the kind of setup that Luton play regularly, because obviously, quite brave going. I always think teams are brave when they play 3 at the back away from home. They've got Bree, Lansbury, Clark, and Bell in the middle of midfield. Sorry, Campbell just playing in the number 10 role, and Adebayor and Morris up front. So yeah, there's a quick run over the teams, guys. I'm quite interested to watch this game tonight, because I've not watched a lot of Hull since they dropped out of the Premier League, and I've definitely not watched a lot of Luton. So it's going to be interesting to watch this game from my point of view tonight, just to learn a little bit more about these two clubs team-wise and the style of play that they play. Because obviously, like I say, I was a bit more familiar with Hull when they were playing in the Premier League for the period that they did play in the Premier League. But Luton, like I said, not watched a lot of Luton, kind of maybe just... I don't know. Maybe obviously being a northern lad, I haven't watched a lot of London clubs, shall we say? So yeah. So I'll just quickly come to the comments, guys. Dylan saying Bolton v Lincoln City tomorrow, mate. Predictions. Yeah, that's going to be a tough game, I think, to be honest, Dylan. Obviously, Bolton been playing quite well in the league, so I'm hoping that we'll play strong. We seem to have been playing quite strong, but I'm gonna say that either a 2-1 win for Bolton or a 3-1 win. But then again, obviously, you have to give respect to to Lincoln. They might cause a bit of a surprise, because I know when Lincoln have come to Bolton before, they've been more up for the game because I don't know whether they see it as a bigger game, and that maybe they got that underdog mentality, and that does them some favours. But they definitely seem to be motivated when they come to Bolton. When I have seen them play against us, so yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. Not much to report in the game at the minute, guys. I'll keep my eye on that. If you could, guys, please do hit that like button. It does help with the visibility. So if you could, we're going to start aiming to see if we can... Our early stage target while we're getting the channel going is to try and get 20 likes on each match stream, what we do, because obviously it's 2 hours we're on, so we should be hitting a reasonable target. And if we could get 20 likes on the stream, that'd be awesome. Obviously we're not in the big realms of YouTube yet, so we'll increase the targets as we go. But for now, if we can hit 20 likes every time we do a match watch along, that'll be absolutely awesome, and it's certainly going to help us get the channel going a little bit. Because like I said, I don't know why it is, but it definitely, so I've been told off other YouTubers, the like count apparently does help with the visibility on YouTube. So as a goal there for Luton, guys. Looks like it come off. I think it come off a corner there. I'll come to your comments in a minute, guys. Just let me just get familiar with what's gone on here with the goal. Not a good start for Hull, that's to be said, because obviously they're in much needed of points tonight if they can obviously get something out of this game, because they're sitting. I think they're in 20th, if I remember rightly. They're in 20th position. Yeah, it looks like an own goal, guys. It's coming on a corner. One of the Luton players has pinged it back towards the goal, and it's pinged off the top of the bar and straight into a Hull player. And he's tried to kick it out. He's tried to get his foot on it to get it out, but by that point the ball's obviously got bounced off him and gone straight towards the goal, and he just couldn't get his leg up fast enough to stop it. So Hull City behind early on, 6 minutes in. So yeah, big trouble for Hull City at the moment at the start of this one. I'd love to know what you guys think about Hull and Luton. If you know whatever you know, guys, share your information. Obviously, I don't know about every club. It's impossible to know all the details about all clubs. We've just got too many clubs across the UK to know about ins and outs of every club. So definitely, if you guys know much about Hull and Luton, share what you know. So yeah, guys, as I was saying, if you could hit the like button, it'd be very much appreciated, because like I said, we're going to start focusing on trying to hit 20 likes when we do the 2-hour match streams to get I think that's just a good target that I've learned from watching other YouTubers. So let's see how we get on with that. Hopefully we will be able to start hitting that regularly. Yeah, so let's see what you guys are saying. Lionel is saying, yo guys, how's it going? I'm going for a 2-1 Luton win. And how do you think Paul Werner will do as Derby manager? Yeah, mate, I'm quite interested to see what's going on with Derby, because you guys obviously been through a pretty tough time over the last couple of years. So yeah, I will be trying to keep an eye on what's going on with Derby. Just as I said to you previously, mate, just trying to feel myself back into doing the channel and getting some rhythm going. I was a bit frustrated last week with the international break, because we will be doing plenty of international football as we build the channel, guys. But at the minute, my main focus is to kind of focus on club football, so I can get a better overview of all clubs. Because, like I say, Fandom isn't about my club; it's about fans. But obviously, as fans, we want to talk about football. So, from my point of view, it's better if I know more about as many clubs as possible, and the best way to know about as many clubs as possible is watch games, innit, guys? So yeah. But yeah, with regards to Derby, mate, I hope you guys have a really good season. I really do, because you deserve it. The fans have been through the ringer, so to speak, with what's happened in the last couple of years. And hopefully the fans get behind the manager. I'm not sure if Paul Werner will be a long-term fix for Derby, if obviously you're asking my opinion, but I definitely think he'll do a good job at the minute while the club needs some stability. Just like I say, your club's been through so much over the last couple of years, mate, and obviously Wayne Rooney did amazing things, showed some fantastic loyalty during the tough times, and I think he got out because maybe it's obviously after the new owners took over, maybe he just didn't like the project or the way the new owner was wanting to do things. So he's left the club to give somebody else an opportunity that might be a better solution to what the owners have got in mind for the future of the club. But yeah, hopefully, Lionel, you keep me up to date with what you know about your club as the season progresses. I'm sure you will, mate. But yeah, I definitely want to try and keep an eye on Derby as much as possible, see how you guys get on and see if things settle. Because as a football fan, I am worried about your club. You've been through so much over the last couple of seasons, like I say, and I'm worried about your club if this is the right owner. But there's going to be a few clubs we're going to be keeping an eye on, guys, because obviously there's a lot going on with a couple of clubs. And I know there's a lot also going on at Portsmouth as well with regards to ownership. So as a fan channel, these are the kind of things we are going to try and keep an eye on and do more about in the future. But like I say, for now, guys, we're going to be doing a lot of match watch-alongs to get the channel growing and grow the audience and get more fans to know about us. But believe me, guys, we will be talking about a lot more serious stuff to do with what matters to fans and stuff that I feel that the mainstream media don't cover enough. And one thing that they definitely don't cover enough is ownerships and how owners are running football clubs. And if these owners, are the right owners for the clubs that we love, as well as are the FA doing enough to protect the clubs and the long-term future with this so-called fit and proper test that they've got in place for owners to pass to take ownership of the club of clubs. I think there's a lot of problems with that, but like I say, these I'm just giving you guys a quick idea of some of the stuff in the future that I want to talk more seriously about. But like I say, for the moment, while we get back in a rhythm, guys, we were doing a lot of match watch alongs. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question, Lionel. But like I said, I think the fans need to get behind Werner, and I think for the time being, yes, he's the right manager, I think. But I'm not sure whether he'll be the right manager for the long term of the club, mate, because as you know, you've got new owners, so they're going to have ambitions. The question is, will they go about them ambitions in the right way? So only time will tell with that, mate. But yeah, hopefully, I hope the Derby fans feel good about it. Anyway, so let me know, mate. What have you heard? Have you heard if Derby fans feel good about the new manager, and obviously the ownership? How fans feel about that? You being a Derby fan, you'd know a lot better than me, mate. So yeah. So it's 13 minutes in, guys, and it's still Luton 1, Hull City, obviously Hull 0, sorry, Luton 1. And at the minute, it looks like Hull trying to kind of feel themselves into the game and get a bit more ball control. But Luton, to be fair, Luton look really up for this, guys. So it's going to be a tough ask for Hull, from what I've seen in the early stages, to get something out of this because... like I say, Hull look like they've come to play. They look like they're up for the game and they're prepared to match Hull physically on the pitch. It's definitely giving that impression in the first 13, 14 minutes. So we'll keep an eye on it, guys, and see how it goes. Sorry, I missed the comment. So Dylan is saying, I'm going for a 3-2 Luton Town win. Right, so obviously... you guys are thinking that Luton going to come out on top on this, and I can't argue with you. What I've seen in the first 14 minutes, guys, it's definitely looking like Luton look like the stronger of the two teams at the moment. But we all know, don't we, guys? When you're down there, and I know Hull are not quite in the relegation; they're just at the relegation zone. They're sitting just above it. But the point is, when you're down there, you know what it does to our players. No matter what club you are. Confidence is a massive thing, and when clubs end up near that relegation zone, it really saps away at the players' confidence rapidly. So it's going to be obviously interesting to see if Hull can get themselves up for this and get something out of it and match the intensity that Luton have turned up with, because like I say, you're expecting that Hull are going to have some intensity with them being a home team. But like I say, it looks like Hull have definitely, it looks like Luton have definitely come with the desire to match that intensity. But yeah, that's a good shout, that, Dylan. Dylan saying, yes, guys, Bolton have a big month ahead. Yeah, mate, I think a lot of clubs have a big month ahead. Like I say, the football is just going to be really intense over the next few months because obviously the World Cup is being squeezed in, which I'm not a big fan of. I'd love to know what you guys think of the World Cup. Obviously, we all love the World Cup. Don't get me wrong, but what you guys thinking about the World Cup being played in winter? I'd love to know your thoughts on that, guys. But yeah. Dylan, absolutely big month for Bolton, but a big month for a lot of clubs, and obviously a big month for Portsmouth, your club. Obviously, you guys riding high near the top of the table, So yeah, I'm sure a lot of fans are looking at it as a big month. To be fair, mate. Lionel is saying it's a Hull City own goal. Think they have. An interim manager in charge, because if I remember rightly, they sacked Shatter. Yeah, I was trying to read up a little bit. Obviously, like I said, I've been working today, guys. So, but I've told you guys I want to hit the channel with more intensity. So, I wouldn't normally stream on a Friday night, but like I said, we've got to get the channel going, and we've got to try all different times and different nights and different days to do stuff for FanDen to obviously see when we're going to get obviously attract fans to the channel with different games, but also different times as well. So I'm going to be chucking a real mixed bag of times and games at you guys. So hopefully you'll like that. But like I say, it's just a stepping stone to getting the channel going and getting more fans to know about us. Unfortunately, guys, we are a newish channel compared to a lot of YouTubers. So it's important that I do a lot of live match watch-alongs to help us get the visibility of the channel, and also to help me get a better understanding of your club and everybody else's club, so that I can have a bit more of a fair judgment in future live streams and future videos that will be coming on the channel, talking about all sorts that matter to you guys as football fans, hopefully. But yeah, absolutely, Leah. I did read about the manager issue that obviously the manager recently being sacked, and obviously the fans, I'm sure, are watching with what's going on at the club, at their club, with great intensity, because the results for Hull over the last few games have not been good at all. So it's hard to look for the positives right now. It's been a lot of defeats. Sometimes you can see the positives if you can see draws and stuff like that coming, but when you're seeing a string of defeats, it's very hard to look at the positives within your team. And I'm sure you guys have all experienced that at some time with your own clubs. So yeah. But thanks a lot for that, Lionel. Appreciate it, mate. Good bit of info from you there. Hull might go down, to be honest, if they keep this form up. Although it's really early days, they could be in the relegation mix. Yeah, I've got to agree with you, mate. It's not looking good at the minute for Hull. I mean, like you say, a lot of football still to be played, but hopefully, hopefully, like I said, they might pull away from it. I don't know, but somebody's got to go down, haven't they? And let's be honest, guys. There's bigger clubs than Hull that have been in the lower leagues at the minute. I know, obviously, I consider my club one of the bigger clubs in League One, and I know Portsmouth, and obviously, is it Ipswich, Derby? There is just so many bigger clubs down there that are not normally down there. So Hull and any other club is never, guaranteed a spot. And another opportunity off the bar, but this time for Hull, guys. So yeah. But yeah, absolutely, mate. Definitely early days, as you say. So they might pull away from it yet, mate. A lot, like you say, a lot of football still to be played. Bounced straight off the bar and on just in front of the goal line. So a missed opportunity. Is it going to be that kind of night for Hull? That's when you see that kind of opportunity go begging early on. You've got to have that question: is it going to be one of them nights when you see clubs missing opportunities like that, so to speak? Dylan is saying Hull have Turkish owners and had a pretty good summer, and now have some stronger links with teams from Turkey, just struggling to stay consistent. Yeah, mate. Obviously, like I said, I've kind of lost touch. I was keeping an eye on Hull a bit more when they was up in the Premier League, but obviously, I kind of lost touch with some clubs. You do. Some clubs you become more familiar with, some clubs you don't. And Hull, I've just not really kept an eye on what's been going on at Hull. So, yeah, thanks for that, Dylan. I know there was issues a while back with the ownership, and wasn't the owner wanting to change the name to the Tigers or something like that, and the fans obviously weren't happy about it, which I fully agree with them, to be honest, because why should new owners come in and want to be changing the name of the club? No offense, but that's something that I think, if you're going to do something like that, shouldn't we have clubs getting fans' opinions on it before they make a decision like that, or owners? For me, these are that kind of thing has got to be where you take the fans' opinion into consideration. So, like I said, hopefully catch up a bit more with what's going on with Hull in the coming months. And like I said, thanks for that, Dylan. Dylan is saying we've got a big month ahead: Ipswich, Aston Villa, Fleetwood, and Southampton. Aston Villa, is that in the EFL Trophy, Dylan? Is that the EFL Trophy game, mate? Or is that? I'm sure. Yeah, it's got to be on it because I'm Portsmouth out of the. They dropped out of the League Cup, if I remember rightly. You'll have to let me know if I'm right or wrong, mate. But yeah, that's definitely a quite difficult. A difficult run of games. I think obviously you guys might agree. Fleetwood probably the one there that's maybe a little bit of an easier fixture at home. Obviously, if it was away, then that's a tricky fixture. But yeah, hopefully Portsmouth can get some from that game. But yeah, Ipswich definitely not on an easy game away from home. Aston Villa, well, obviously, kind of maybe a bonus game. Obviously, I'm presuming the manager might. Change things around if that's a cup game, so maybe rest a few players, and that served you guys well earlier in the season, didn't it? If I remember rightly, Dylan, didn't you guys field a younger team and they kind of embarrassed the senior team a little bit with one of the results? Was it against Swansea or Cardiff or something? I can't remember now. I'm remembering. It's vaguely there in the memory. I'm sure you remember better than me being a Portsmouth fan. So give us a refresher on that, Dylan, if you can. But yeah, young lads, that I'm sure the youngsters in the Portsmouth squad did well earlier in the season, if I remember rightly. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. Fleetwood, like I say, at home. I think you guys pick up the points in that game. And then obviously local rivals, Southampton, which is going to be a massive game. And I know I've seen a lot on social media about Portsmouth fans being very excited for that one. And I hope you guys can get some out of that. But obviously, the difference where the two clubs are at the minute is going to be a massive fact. Well, hopefully you guys play really well. Hopefully the players get up for it as much as the fans are up for that, and you guys can get a result out of it. But I'm just saying, if the players don't get themselves motivated for that game, then it could be a very difficult one. Not because Portsmouth ain't capable of going toe-to-toe with Southampton, because I believe you guys are well capable of going toe-to-toe with Southampton. But obviously, I'm also taking into consideration the fact that Southampton are a Premier League club, and obviously Portsmouth in League One at the moment. So the financial gap for the to invest in the two teams is massive. So obviously potential there for a big game upset from Portsmouth, and it'd be nice to see, to be fair, because I know Portsmouth fans have not had a lot to shout about in the last couple of seasons, so it would be nice to see you guys get a result in that, because I know a lot of Portsmouth fans would be really happy to see a result out of that. Let me know, Dylan, if you had to lose them other 3 games and win, and you were guaranteed to win against Southampton, would you take it? Would you take it, or would you prefer to get results in the other 3 games and take a defeat off Southampton? Obviously, it's just a philosophical question, but I'd love to know your thoughts on that, Dylan. It'd just be interesting from a fan's point of view. How badly do you want to win against Southampton? Would you be content losing the other 3 games that you got first and getting that win against Southampton, or are the points more important in the other 3 games? Let me know, mate. As a Portsmouth fan, I'm definitely interested to know how much as a intensity that there is going to be to that Southampton game. How much are fans wanting that win in that Southampton game? 25 minutes in, guys. Just coming up to 26 minutes actually. Free kick on the halfway line for Luton. And they just chipped it. Well, I don't know if you can call that a chip, to be honest, but Hull just about cleared it. And it's gone out for it's gone out for a throw-in. So, yeah, Dylan, I'm sure you've added it in the comments. I'll get to it in a minute, mate. Guys, please, if you could, really, really appreciate it. If you could hit that like button, it really would be appreciated. And obviously, any new fans that are dropping in, checking us out, please do consider subscribing. Give us a chance, see if you like what the channel's about. It would be really appreciated. I'm also going to share a little bit of news with you guys in a few minutes if I get to it. I'm just obviously trying to get through some of your comments and keep an eye on the game. But yeah, I'll come back to that. Maybe one of you remind me in a minute for a little bit of a fan den update if you guys are interested. So Dylan is saying, yes, guys, massive month and on and off the pitch. As you know, we are doing great on the pitch, but financially not so well. Yes, mate, I'm aware of it. And like I said, Dylan, gonna be coming back to your club, mate. I will be definitely looking to get some more coverage of Portsmouth and what's going on down there. But like I said, it's important that at the moment I do a lot of these match watch-alongs to get me into it and get me some rhythm going with YouTube, and obviously so I can try and improve as a YouTuber as well, because like I said, I'm honest enough to admit that I'm definitely not the finished article. I've got a lot of work to do to get more confidence being on YouTube. But yeah, absolutely, Dylan. I'm very concerned about what's going on at Portsmouth, and you've been telling me quite a lot, and I've spoke to some other Portsmouth fans that are worried with what's going on with the owner, and we need some answers with regards to that, because I think the fans deserve some answers. And I'd love to know if you've got any more information, Dylan. What's any news? What's coming from the fan trust, Portsmouth fan trust? Are they showing some kind of reaction to the lack of investment in the club and the fact that the owner is making himself difficult to contact, and obviously difficult as well he doesn't do any press work or anything, does he? He doesn't come out and talk to the fans. So yeah, I'd love to know, Dylan. I know you told me a few months ago, you gave me a brief update about the Portsmouth fans, you know what I mean. I forget the name of it now. The Portsmouth Fan Club organisation thing. I know you did give me an update a few months ago on that. So yeah, been good to know, mate. If there's any new news with regards to the Portsmouth Fan Club at Portsmouth, and if they've given any statements recently, or if they've challenged the club in any way with what's going on. Just let me know in the comments if you could, Dylan. Be great to hear from you, mate. And thank you very much for all your comments so far. Really appreciated. Will Bertham, how's it going, mate? Yeah, I'm good, thanks, mate. Good to see you. How are you doing? I'm imagining you got off to a game tomorrow. Is West Brom play tomorrow, or is it? Are you playing on Sunday? Because I know they have started playing some championship games on Sunday now, haven't they? Which has not been a common theme in the past. I know they have always played the odd game, but I've noticed that the TV companies seem to be targeting that a little bit more now, where they're actually starting to put a few more games, a little bit more of championship football on Sundays, because it used to be a lot mainly Premier League, didn't it? So I'm presuming West Brom playing tomorrow, mate. Who you guys got, and what do you think the result will be, mate? And have you got a score prediction for the whole game? With 30 minutes in, guys, still 1-0 to Luton. And Luton in possession. Frustrating. Hull City at the minute keep on unpressed in. And a lot of the action so far up to now is seeming to be in Hull's half of the pitch. So that would suggest that Luton are stronger in possession in the first half an hour of the game. Although I have seen Hull have a few opportunities. Guys, if you could, like I said, please do hit that like button. Will Bertham saying West Brom could be down there next season as well. No, mate. Seriously, I don't think West Brom be down there. I know you guys are going through a pretty difficult spot at the spell at the minute, but I don't want to tell you I told you so. But I did kind of tell you I thought that maybe Sam Allardyce would have been a good manager for you guys in the Championship, and I just think it was never going to work with the reaction that fans showed when he was the Premier League manager. And sometimes I'm obviously fans, and I respect your opinion, mate, and I know all fans are entitled to the opinion, but I think sometimes it's better. How can I put it? There's a saying: it's better the devil you know than the devil you don't. And with West Brom, I think that maybe having that you're having that realization that maybe if fans had got behind Big Sam a bit more when you had him in charge and he'd have come down into the Championship with you guys, I think you guys would have been more in a more positive position and possibly even got promoted. It's really disappointing to see West Brom struggling at the minute, if I'm honest, because like I say, I'm not a West Brom fan, but as a neutral, I think the club should be, you guys should be doing a lot better than what you're doing, and I'm sure you agree, mate. So it's disappointing to see the difficulties that the team seem to be having. I'd love to know your let me know, Will, what you're thinking it is. Is it the manager? Is it the team tactics? Are the players just not buying into what the manager's doing? I know you definitely go to a lot of games, mate, so obviously you will have a really good insight into that. So, yeah, Will, be appreciated, mate, if you could give me a little bit of fan inside information to what's going on. We've had some great inside info from Dylan with regards to Portsmouth, and obviously Lionel been giving me updates on Derby as well. So yeah, I always appreciate you guys giving me updates on what you feel your club is where you guys feel your club is at, because it's like I say, who knows the club better. I would never disrespect fans by believing I know more about a club than a fan that supports that club. I might know a bit more about a particular subject, but not overall knowledge of a club. And obviously you guys follow the club, so you guys are going to have a lot bigger picture and understanding of what's going on at your respective clubs than I would. So yeah, if you could let me know, Dylan, be interested. Will, be interested to know, mate. Dylan is saying yes, mate. Aston Villa B team. Yeah, Bolton's playing Leeds B team supposedly, and I hate that B team category. And I'm thinking, I'm hoping I've got the time off work when that game comes around, because I want to see some of Bolton's fringe players, and I'm sure Bolton will play some fringe players. So I can't guarantee it, but I'd like to go to that game if I could, because I want to see what's going on with some of the players not seeing as much of at the minute. But yeah, that's good. Massive, like I said, massive test for you guys, really, in a way, because it gives you a good way to get the players in the mood for the game against Southampton, I would say, because like I say, Villa, even though they're probably going to play they will play a weaker team because it's the B team, isn't it? But I think, they're still going to have a good team out. So it's an opportunity for you guys to have a bit of a test. Because excuse me, I know most fans that are supporters of Premier League clubs, Dylan, then I know most fans would like to think that their B team is good enough to play in the Championship. So if fans think that, then this is a great test still for Portsmouth to take on Aston Villa's B team and see where you guys are at in respect of taking on the challenge. Well, it's more a case of what the players are at. Can they get up for it? Dylan saying we lost to Newport and we're terrible. Yeah, but overall, mate, you've had a really good start to the season overall. So yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about one defeat, because like I say, you guys have been playing really well at the start of the season. Made a good start, good impact on your points tally. So yeah, hopefully it doesn't all start spiraling out of control now, though. Let's hope that you guys start having keep that winning mentality going, because like I say, I know a lot of Portsmouth fans really depressed at the minute with the last few years you guys have had. So it would be nice to see you guys get some have a season to be proud of, basically. 35 minutes in, guys, still 1-0 to Luton. And like I say, still very much being played in Hull's half of the pitch. And look at Luton looking the stronger of the two teams at the minute. Not much to report. Goal mouth action at the minute, guys. Not really seeing a lot happen, but we'll keep an eye on it. So Dylan is saying, if we can beat Southampton, that would be a dream. We need to use the next 3 games to build a team spirit. Yeah, mate. That is spot on. What a way to look at it. Yeah, that's a brilliant way to look at it. Building that, getting that positivity running through the team with good results is something that can only help you guys, hopefully, when you take on your local rival Southampton. So yeah, I hopefully that's the way it plays out, mate. But yeah, spot on with the way you put it there. I like that, Dylan. Top one, mate. I like the way you put that. It's a good way very clever way of looking at it. Dylan also saying, I would take that offer instantly. Right, so you would as long as you get the win against Southampton. That's interesting, mate. So that shows that you guys really, that's a big clue that you guys really want that win against Southampton, some bragging rights. So yeah, fair enough, mate. I'm surprised, but yeah, I'm kind of half surprised, if you like, because obviously I know fans love the rivalries, but yeah, that's a little bit of surprise. Just thinking of where you guys are in the table, you've done quite well so far this season. So obviously, I would have thought that maybe keeping that winning mentality going would be a bit more important than just a one-off derby. But yeah, I totally respect that, mate. That's fair dues. I can accept defeat, but not against Southampton. Right, fair enough, mate. Yeah, that's understandable. A lot of fans have that way. Have that outlook on the games against local rivals. So yeah, that's interesting. Cool. Dylan definitely feeling passionate for the derby upcoming against Southampton. Aaron Hart, how's it going, mate? All right, guys, mate. How's it going? Yeah, I'm good, mate. Great to see you drop in. Really appreciated, mate. And drop in your score prediction. Obviously, I know you probably don't watch a lot of Championship football, being a massive Man United fan and Dundee United fan. So obviously plenty of football for you to keep in touch with, mate, with Dundee. And obviously Man United. Looks like another opportunity on goal. I missed that then. For Luton. Set piece. And that's a good opportunity and a good save from the keeper. So yeah, the keeper keeping Hull in it, because I think at the minute the way it's going, it's looking like if Hull concede another game, the game could be wrapped up for Luton. Corner coming in, and it's gone out on the other side for another corner, guys. Yeah, so Aaron, let me know if you got a score prediction, mate, for this game, and love to know what your thoughts are on this weekend's games. Obviously, like I say, you being a Man United fan and Dundee United. Who did Dundee United play this weekend, mate? I did look the other day, but I did have a quick glance over the fixtures the other day, but I've forgotten, if I'm honest, who you guys have got this weekend. So yeah, Aaron, if you could let me know, mate, be appreciated. Thank you very much. Guys, like I say, if you could please hit that like button, would be very much appreciated. And if you're new to the channel, please do consider subscribing. Give us a chance. You can always unsubscribe later if you really don't like what we're about. But please do consider giving us a chance, see if you like what the channel's about. Dylan is saying, there's no big update at the moment. The supporters' trusts are continuing to pay for almost everything. They even tried creating a fan zone for before games, but the club declined it. Oh, all right. That's interesting. Why would the club decline that? No, do you know what? Actually, I've just thought why they might decline that. Because they don't want to be set up a fan zone that they're not in control of. That's probably why they've declined it. It's a power trip, basically. That's the only reason, the only logical thing that can make any sense. So yeah, that's really disappointing to hear that, mate. But yeah, I don't understand why the supporters trust is paying out for stuff that the club should be paying out for. If that's the case, though, mate, that's like I say, it looks, from what you're telling me, mate, it looks like I'm definitely going to have to do a bit of research and get on top of what's going on with Portsmouth. But thank you very much for that, Dylan. And I can see that you've there's another part to the message, so I'll read it in a minute. Will Bertham is saying West Brom v Swansea tomorrow. Oh, that's an interesting one, mate. Do you guys have any rivalry there with Swansea? I'd love to know that, because obviously they're just across the, well, not just across the border, are they? They're a bit further away. But Swansea, I'm thinking maybe they look at it as a rival, because their only real rivals that I can think of is Cardiff. Is Cardiff. So I was maybe thinking that maybe Swansea look at some rivalries with maybe some of the clubs from around the Birmingham area. I'd be interesting to know if you know anything about that, Will, if you could, mate. But yeah, that's a big game for you guys, but it's a home and it's a winnable game. I watched. What did we do? Didn't we do a live stream the other week for Swansea? But yeah, it was Hull v Swansea, and they played quite well. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, Swansea. But to be fair, Hull were disappointed, and it was 0-0 up till half time, and then Swansea just came out flying in the second half and kind of wiped the floor with Hull in the second half. So yeah, that's a tricky one, mate. I'm not sure. Like I said, I've not seen Swansea playing away from home much, so I'm not sure what how well their away results are. But hopefully, you guys can get a positive result out of that one, mate, being your home game. But thanks for the update, Will. Appreciate it, mate. Dylan is saying the fan zone now takes place on land that the club don't own, which the supporters trust have to pay per hour to use. Right, that's interesting. So if the club don't own it, then surely the supporters trust can just potentially set it up. The club can't have no right to have any say on it, really, if it's on private land. But yeah, thanks for that, Dylan. That's like I said, that's interesting, and I'm stunned to hear some of the things that you're telling me. What seem to be going on at Portsmouth. Opportunity here for Swansea, for Luton, sorry. That's talking about Swansea. Opportunity. Oh, what a goal. What a goal from Luton. From about 35 yards out, Luton have scored a second, and Hull look like they're in big trouble here now, guys. They were knocking on the door. They've been knocking on the door for the last 5-10 minutes, to be fair, with a few pressing more to get into the box. So yeah, that was a beautiful goal. Literally, one player took the opportunity from in the box or just outside the box. Didn't score. The ball kind of pinged out again and went out to one of the Luton players in midfield. Yeah, it was inside the box. Goalkeeper saved it. Luton have tried. Hull have tried to clear it, and it's gone out into midfield. And what a shot that is! Absolutely fantastic shot from one of Luton, number 18. I can't see what player that is. No, it's not number 18. Sorry, number 12. So that's a beautiful goal. About 30, I would say about 35 yards out, guys. Yeah, absolute cracking goal. But yeah, Hull definitely in big trouble now. 2-0 down. We are just coming up to about half time, 45 minutes, just coming up to 45 minutes now, guys. So yeah, sorry about that, Dylan. Just giving you guys an update on the game. So yeah, like I said, Dylan, I'll have to do some research, mate. And like I said, I know I told you last season, I think I would, but obviously I'm sure you can understand with me getting the studio worked on and stuff. I just struggled to find the time. I did do a bit of research about Portsmouth last season, but to be honest, with getting the studio set up and focusing on that, I kind of forgot the details of it. So yeah, I will have to get up to scratch with what's going on, because I'm not happy with what I'm hearing, and the stuff that you're telling me, if it's true, is the kind of stuff that we need to be talking about on the channel, because that's what Football Fan Day then is here for, guys, to talk about the important stuff that matters to fans, and one thing that matters to fans is how our football clubs are being run. So yeah, like I said, I will definitely have to get onto that, mate. Will Burtham, Sam Allardyce, Steve Bruce, Alan Pardew, Tony Pulis. We need to stop with these outdated managers who are just journeymen and they never work. Well, yeah, no, fair point, mate. I respect your opinion. I don't agree with that with all of them managers. I can see where you're coming from. I don't know why West Brom went with Alan Pardew, because I agree that probably wasn't the right manager for you guys. Maybe even Steve Bruce wasn't the right manager. Tony Pulis, I think he is a good manager, but he needs the right type of club. It's got to be the right type of club that he manages, a club that will buy into his ideas. And same with Sam Allardyce. Obviously, I'm a Bolton fan, mate. I have seen what Big Sam can do if the club and the fans and the players buy into it. You got to. That's the thing. That's a big part of it, mate. And as much as I know you weren't thrilled about Big Sam being in charge when he was at West Brom. Look at where you are now. Just look at where you are now. Do you know what I mean? He was brought in to salvage your club and try and rescue it in a difficult situation, and he didn't do it. I agree. But let's be honest, if he'd have dropped down into the Championship, he would have had a full season to make the right decisions and get your team heading in the right direction, and I think he would have done. I do agree with you with regards to Steve Bruce and Alan Pardew, and I've nothing against Steve Bruce, because to be fair, I think he gets a lot of criticism unfairly, in my opinion. But I also understand why fans do see him as a bit of an outdated manager. He's kind of a bit slow with his tactics and stuff like that, or he's a bit slow to react to changing tactics and changing, making substitutions sometimes, stuff like that. So I do understand why fans get frustrated with him. But I think the fact that he sees a lot of fans get frustrated with him at so many clubs, it kind of puts that pressure on him where he's never able to relax, to just to concentrate on the football. And getting the best out of the players, because every time he steps out to manage the team on the pitch, he's under pressure, because most fans just don't like him. And put yourself in that position is what I say, and that's what I do. When I look at managers, I put myself in their position and think, well, how would I like it if fans weren't giving me a chance? If fans were literally waiting for me to lose one game or two games just to start criticising. You know, sometimes you have to give a manager a chance and buy into what they're doing. And if they don't produce within, a 6-month period, then fair enough. All guns blazing with the criticism. But when fans turn on them after, the first month and stuff like that, or don't even give them a chance from the start, the day they walk through the door, I don't agree with that. For me, you're asking for your team to do badly, because you're not giving the manager a chance. But like I say, football's about opinions, mate, and I take your point and I respect your opinion. I just don't agree with all of them managers. I think I'm 50-50. Like I said, for me, Steve Bruce and Alan Pardew, I can understand you saying that, but Sam Allardyce and Tony Pulis, I don't agree with that, because I think they are good managers, but they need, like I say, they need to be at a club where the fans and the players and everybody buys into their philosophy and how they do things. As a Bolton fan, I can say that with Big Sam for sure, because I saw what people called long ball football. I saw what people called boring football under Sam Allardyce, but I also saw when he got it right. I also saw when it worked. I also saw when he was able to play a more expansive football, because he got the results that he needed to get us in a strong position, so that then he could play a bit more adventurous, to try and play a bit more football on the ground and less long balls and stuff like that. But a manager like Sam is that kind of manager. He will come into a club and he will look about just getting points on the board, not the football. He won't care how they play, as long as you're getting points on the board. Once you've got points on the board, then he will look at getting you playing better. And I'm being honest, I watched Big Sam managing Bolton for long enough to judge that. And that's the kind of manager he is. He'll come in and he will not care whether the fans don't like the football. All he cares about is getting them points on the board. So he will set the team up how he thinks he's going to get the result. But once the team start to play better and start to grow in confidence and start to get the points on the board and get the team in a strong position in the table, then he will be a little bit more adventurous with how he plays. But like I say, if fans don't buy into that, then you're never going to see that side of Big Sam. And I couldn't say the same about Tony Pulis. I just know with Tony Pulis when he was at Stoke. He did an amazing job, and a lot of fans criticised the way he played, but it worked. So how can you criticise what works? You can't criticise it if it's working, and it worked. And like I say, I respect your opinion, mate. We're just, like I said, football's about opinions, and I'm just sharing my opinion with you, mate. But yeah, fair play to you, mate. That's I respect your opinion, even though I don't agree with all of it, but I agree with half of it. Steve Bruce has lowered the standards of our club. Managers have been sacked before when we are in the top 6 because performances aren't good enough. We are currently 21st and he's still in the job. Mate, but Will, you watch enough football as much as I do? I'm just going to knock that off so you can see me. Will, you watch enough football as I do, mate, that you know if you keep changing managers, it's never going to work. It's never going to work. So as much as I agree, well, I don't agree, but as much as I take your point about criticising the manager for the lowering of the standards, I get that. But do the owners not take responsibility for that as well by bringing him in the first place? Do they not have to take an element of responsibility because they selected him? And you know, I'm not being funny, but owners and boards should know their fans, and they should be picking managers that, one, are going to get the job done, but two, that they know the fans are going to buy into it. Do you get what I mean? If the fans are not going to buy into it, then you're off to a bad start right as soon as the manager walks in the door. So yeah, I'm just chucking it out there. Will, let me know your thoughts on that, mate. Be interesting to know your opinion on that. Willie's saying, I don't care what I don't care what anyone says. 1 win in 10 and hovering over the relegation zone for a team who were one of the favourites for the title at the start of the season isn't good enough. No, I agree, mate. It isn't good enough. Totally agree. But like I say, I think that the board have to take responsibility. They're the one chopping and changing managers. They're the ones bringing in managers that are not the right managers. So if you've gone through 4 managers in a short space of time, then you have to look at why. Why are you going through 4 managers in a short space of time? I take what you're saying. The managers that have been in charge have got to take some responsibility. You're spot on there, mate. I agree with that, definitely. But so do the owners and the board, because they're the ones picking these managers and then sacking them and then bringing somebody else in that's not the right fix, and then they get the sack and then another one. So when you get this snowballing of managers, you're never going to have a settled team. You're never going to have a settled team, and you're never going to have a team that buys into any kind of philosophy. Hence why you guys are where you are now. And I agree, it's disappointing to see, because you're West Brom, a club with such massive potential. But you need owners that pick a manager that fits the club. And I also think that fans have to have a little bit of a look at themselves at West Brom as well, because you guys know that you're a big club. But I think that's part of the problem. Because you know that you're a big club, your expectation on the style of play that you want is sometimes a bit questionable from my point of view. Sometimes you have to be sometimes it's about winning games ugly. If you know, we've seen it with big clubs. We see it said by the mainstream media pundits all the time. When you're going to win titles, it's not about how you play football. It's about getting the results. And sometimes it's necessary to win ugly. And one thing I do know about West Brom fans is they're not big fans of winning ugly. They want to see fancy football all the time. Well, fancy football is fantastic. And I understand that as a club, the size of your club, why you guys want that kind of football and you expect that you should be playing like that. I get it. And I understand why. And, you know, to a certain extent, I agree. But I also think that you've also got to be realistic and build to that. You have to build to that. You can't just expect it just because of the size of the club and the fan base. It's got to be worked on. It takes time. And it doesn't matter what club you are, how big the club is. If you want winning results and you want a winning mentality and you want your club to be successful, you have to build towards it. And sometimes it means getting behind a manager that might not play the style of football that you want to see, but he might be the manager that will get you on the road to see to playing the type of football that you want to see. And that's just my opinion. That's like I say, after all the years I've been watching football, I've definitely come to learn that's fact. You have to buy into it. And like I say, I think that the owners, they've got to take a massive chunk of the responsibility for the disappointing results and the high turnover of managers at West Brom. And as far as the managers go, I don't like criticising fans too much, but where it's needed, sometimes it's necessary. And I think that West Brom's fans also need to take a little bit of criticism themselves for not getting behind some of these managers. I do. Some of these managers, the fans have not liked them from the second they walk through the door, and that just adds the pressure, And if you really want your club to do well, surely as a fan you can say, all right, well, this manager's not my manager. I don't like this manager. He's not the kind of manager, but I will do my best to get behind him fully, at least for the next 2-3 months, and see how things go, and accept that there may be a bad result, a poor result along the path of that first 2-3 months while the manager is getting his ideas across to the players. I think that's a fair assessment of it. But I take on board what you're saying, Will, and I do understand the frustration, because you guys, West Brom should be, to me, you should be in the Premier League. You're a Premier League club, at minimum, a championship club. So, yeah, where you guys are at the minute is not acceptable. But for me, as much as the blame can be got at the manager, I also think that the board need to take an element of blame as well. In fact, a big chunk of the blame. So, yeah, hopefully at least take on board some of what I'm saying there, Will. Like I say, I know me and you always have good debates with difference of opinion. But, yeah, I agree with some of what you're saying, Will. But I think it's a string of things is what I'm trying to say. I think it's not just one manager, one couple of results. I think it's a string of events that have happened over the last year or two, since West Brom have been out of the Premier League, and when you was in the Premier League as well. I think it's been a snowball effect of what has created that. So, like I say, hopefully, like I say, you can at least understand my point of view, even if you don't agree, mate. I love playing against Swansea and Cardiff. I love the Welsh v English rivalry. Yeah, mate, that absolutely. And obviously, Birmingham's reasonably close to the Welsh border, and West Brom being part of the Birmingham district, if you like. So yeah, I was just curious about it, mate. Yeah, but yeah, it is good play. I agree. It is nice playing against Cardiff and Swansea with that little bit extra rivalry of English clubs v Welsh clubs, which is kind of, when we talk about them, I'm always disappointed for the Scottish fans that they can't enjoy that same thing only in Europe. I think we need to. It'd be great to see. We're seeing all these big ideas at the minute coming from all these owners and FA and Premier League and UEFA and stuff like that about how to improve football, make other aspects of football interesting for fans. And they seem to be looking at everything that's just massively going to benefit them in making profits. But I think something that should be looked at and that's not being looked at is some kind of tournament that involves all UK clubs. I would love to see the League Cup converted into the UK Cup, and it'd be more relevant then. I'd love to see that. I think I discussed it a couple of years ago on the channel. So yeah, I don't know if you guys saw that video, but yeah, for me, I would love to see some kind of UK Cup, and I think the League Cup would be perfect for it, because obviously that's the one cup, the competition that gets the least amount of attention from the media, shall we say. But thanks for that, Will. Appreciate all your comments there, mate. Really do appreciate having the debates with you. Obviously, you've always got some interesting things to say, and I know we don't agree a lot of the time, but it's always great having the debates with you, mate. Always is. I really do enjoy having the debates with you. Aaron Hart is saying Dundee United are playing at St Johnstone at home this weekend, mate. Very excited. I'll be there. I hope to win in the Manchester derby. I think, I think it will be close, but they do have Haaland, which is so scary. Yeah, mate, they do. But to be fair, United have been playing much better the last couple of weeks. So It'd be nice to see United get a result. I'm not really bothered either way, but I am actually, because I want to see City concentrate on the Champions League and see a different club win the league this season. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens in that one, mate. But, yeah, massive game v St Johnstone for Dundee as well. Obviously, St Johnstone have had a bit of a up-down season the last year or two. I've watched a bit of St Johnstone. So, I think last year they had a disappointing season, if I remember rightly. The season before that, they had a really good season in the cups and stuff. So, yeah, tricky one. And kind of you guys are going through that at the minute. You had a good season last season, Dundee United. And then, obviously, this season, it's been a bit more of a battle and a lot more tougher results to swallow for the fans. So, hopefully, you guys get a win in that one tomorrow. But it's definitely going to be an interesting game, mate. I don't know if you play tomorrow or Sunday, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, mate. Hopefully you guys get something out of that game, because I know that Dundee are in need of the points right now, because you guys have had a few tough games, but you played Celtic and stuff like that, which explains why you've had some tough games. So, yeah. Aaron Hart saying, reckon Luton will win 1-0. Mate, yeah, well, that's a good shout. Maybe I'm a bit behind with comment because it's 2-0 now to Luton, but yeah. It's definitely looking like it could be Luton, unless Hull get their act together at half-time with, obviously, their manager giving them some inspiration in their team talk. It's going to be interesting to see. But if Hull don't come out all guns blazing in the second half, at the start of this second half, I think it's going to be a comfortable Luton win at the end of the game. All right, same message. Thanks for that. Thanks for that, Aaron, mate. Excuse me, guys. Will Bertham saying Swansea love going to West Brom as it's a close game for them, but there is not. No, I think meaning no hatred between the two clubs. Bristol City are rivals with Swansea. All right, cheers, mate. Thanks for that. Yeah, Bristol. I kind of did have an idea there was a little bit of rivalry with Bristol, because obviously it's just literally it's straight down the M4, isn't it? So yeah, a bit more rivalry there with Thingy, but yeah. But like I said, big game for you guys tomorrow, mate, and hopefully you get back to winning ways. And I know it's not going to be easy against Swansea, because, like I said, the game I saw them in the other day, they played really well. But thank you very much for that, Will. Appreciate it, mate. Aaron Hart, oops, didn't realise the score. No worries, mate. Sometimes it's easy. I've done it in live streams. I've said what score prediction it is, and before I've said it, as quick as I've said it, there's been a couple of goals, and I've got to redo my match prediction or whatever. So yeah, it can happen, mate. Don't worry about it. It's no big deal. Goals can go in thick and fast sometimes. Guys, please do consider hitting that like button if you could, and if you're new to the channel, it'd be very much appreciated if you could consider hitting the subscribe button as we try to reach our first target of 1,000 subs. Aaron Hart is saying, absolutely agree. I don't get people who criticize managers before their first game. As a Man United fan and a Dundee United fan, I always back the manager until the end. We have to start backing managers. Yeah, absolutely, man. I've no problem with fans criticizing managers. I've got no problem with that, Aaron. But I don't like it when I see fans jumping on managers quickly when they literally just got the job, or they're only a couple of games into it, and you can see that fans are just itching to criticize them. I don't understand that. If you want the best for your club, surely you've got to give the manager a chance. You've got to give him the first 2-3 months to make a few mistakes, and then you pile on the expectation. If they don't live up to your expectations in the first 3 months, then fans have to take a little bit of criticism as well, because we have to give the manager, you got to think a manager comes in, he can't just start ordering the players about left, right, and centre because he's not going to get a positive response from the players. He's got to drip feed his ideas in, and that's going to take a few weeks to get his ideas across, just initially, to get the players buying into his ideas. If he goes in all guns blazing, then the players are going to get arrogant and they're going to be like, who's this guy? Do you know what I mean? You're coming in, bossing us about straight away. They're not going to buy into it. I wouldn't buy into it as a player. So a new manager has got to be given that little bit of a grace period of at least 2 months, 3 months before fans start criticising too heavily. So, yeah, absolutely, Aaron. I agree, mate. Managers should be given a time period where fans at least give them a little bit of breathing space to get the results to get the team buying into his ideas and get that, the team togetherness sparking within the team. It can't be done in just the first month. It just can't be done. And seriously, if fans think that it can be done in the first month, then they're not right. They're not right. I'm going to keep it friendly. They're not right. So that's my opinion. But yeah, thanks for that, Aaron, mate. Like I said, I've never had a problem with managers getting criticised. It's just the criticism too early for me that I'm not a big fan of. But thanks for that, Aaron. Aaron also saying it's not fair on managers who people don't like, that they just get pressure put on straight away because they're bound to crumble at a club. It's really not fair. Absolutely, mate. And yeah, and when we're talking about clubs with very passionate fans, and also clubs with bigger fan bases, it is something that's is going to add the pressure. And I totally agree. I think that we need, with regards to managers coming in at a club, I just think we need to give them a bit of time. I think fans need to show a little bit of patience. And don't get me wrong, mate, I'm not criticising Will. He's a very passionate football fan, massive West Brom fan, but we just disagree sometimes on football opinions, and he has a lot of expectation on his club, and rightly so. He's a passionate fan and he wants to see his club do well. But I think sometimes he's just a little bit harsh on new managers that he doesn't think are good enough for West Brom. And that's just my opinion. It's not a criticism. I understand why Will has that expectation on managers, because let's be honest, in fairness, it's understandable when a manager like Steve Bruce, for example, has been around the block and managed a lot of clubs. He brings a lot of experience to the table. So it's understandable why fans like Will would want to see him hit the ground running and expect, right, well, you're a big manager, you've managed a lot of clubs, so you should be able to come in our club and start getting this team performing. But like I say, he's just a very passionate fan. But always, he's very knowledgeable. It's just we disagree sometimes on opinions about managers, but that's what football's about. That's why we love the game. We all love debating different topics. But yeah, I'm with you, Aaron. For me, new managers coming in, no matter what experience they got, doesn't matter to me. Fans should give them a bit of breathing space in the first 2-3 months, guys. Quick update on the game, just into the second half, just coming up to 50 minutes, still 2-0 to Luton. Hull having actually a bit more possession at the minute, so hopefully they can maybe get a goal back, and we could see a real scrap to the second, coming into the second half of this game towards the end of the match, if Hull can pull one back, that is. Aaron's Heart saying, personally, you shouldn't criticize managers, because if the players' playing style that they do, if they're doing well and getting 3 points, then it doesn't matter. An example is Ten Hag. He has to play a weird style. Yeah, that's a fair assessment. I think. Like I say, Ten Hag is a good example, because a lot of expectation on him to get results and hit the ground running because of the size of the club he's managing. But I agree, yeah, fans have to. I mean, with a manager like that, he's never managed over in the UK either. So I do think it's a little bit harsh when managers getting that criticism so early on when they're getting to know the team, the players, the league as well. If they're a foreign manager that's not managed here before, there's just so many aspects that come into it where it should be something that's considered. Excuse me, to give fans to give managers that little bit of breathing space that they need when they first come in to get their ideas across. But like I say, all fans have opinions, and I suppose it's easy for me to sit here saying that about different clubs that I'm neutral about. I know I've been in the same position with Bolton. It was a few years ago now. I'm trying to remember his name. What was his name now? There was a manager that came to Bolton a good few years back now, and I can't think of his name now. And I was not impressed when the club brought him in. But to be fair, I did get behind him for the first couple of months. But once results started going the wrong way for like a period of 3 months, after that 3 months, I became one of his biggest critics. But I did give him a period of time to get his ideas across. And I'm trying to think of his name. It wasn't Owen Coyle. I weren't a big fan of Owen Coyle, if I'm honest, but I'm trying to think of his name. I think it was when we were still in the Premier League. We were still in the Premier League, and I can't remember his name. It'll probably come to me another time, guys, but I can't remember his name. But I know I weren't impressed when the club selected him, because I was like, who's this guy? Don't even know him. So, you can have a fat reaction, but I'd still get behind him for his first few months in charge. But as results deteriorated and a few months went by and results didn't improve, it became obvious we were going to be in a real relegation fight and that he wasn't the right man for the job. But that's, like I said, we're all football fans. We are going to always have opinions. But yeah, I'm not sure. Did I read? Yeah, I did read that comment, didn't I? Oh, did I? And Man United are doing really well, as with Dundee United. Courts our old manager played awful football, but got us to be to the Conference League as long as they're getting points. If it doesn't matter, yeah, mate. Look, like I said earlier, I understand fans want to see sexy football, shall we say? I totally understand that. We all want to see our clubs play, what is classed as sexy football, and attractive football that's nice to see on the eye. But like I said, you have to work towards it. You have to give the managers chance to get, just get results and get points on the board to start with, and then once you've got, if you're mid-table, then and you're not going to get relegated, that's when managers can play about a bit more with being a bit more adventurous how they play. And how they line up the team and stuff like that. So yeah, for me, I agree that it's a big thing, isn't it? It's kind of like I say with fans, it's your expectation of your own club, innit? You know what your own club is capable of, and if you've seen them reach high points and do really well, then you have that expectation of what they can do when they're playing at their best. And sometimes that, I think, as fans, we can get a bit distorted with it. Because I know I have, if I'm honest, and I believe in being honest, I know I have a few times when my own club got a bit distorted with my thinking, because obviously I've seen Bolton up there in the Premier League, playing the big clubs, mixing it in Europe. So to see my club down in League One and League Two, as I have in recent years, it's been very difficult to watch that. Really difficult to watch. But yeah, thanks for that, Aaron. Much appreciated, mate. Some great comments as usual. Guys, please do consider hitting that like button and subscribing if you're new. I want to just give you a quick bit of fan den news while I remember before I forget. Obviously, we have the group chats on Instagram, and we also have a fan group on Facebook. So if you're interested in that, you can drop me a message, get involved. Big shout out, obviously, to our fan den ambassadors, Dylan, PFC _ DY4, and obviously Gibbo. as well as Amish as well. Amish, I can never remember Amish's full account name, but they're fan den ambassadors at the minute, helping out with the group stuff. Although there will be opportunities for you guys to be involved in that, and in the future, if you're interested, like I say, the whole part of Fandom is to involve you guys and talk about real issues in football. But yeah, with regards to just giving you a quick update, at the minute, the Fan Zone project, which I started last season, it opened last season. It went quite well. It was its first season, but obviously with a lot to do this season, I kind of put it on hold. So it is on hold still at the minute, but I do intend to start doing that to reopen it again at some point, not too in the not too distant future. So some of you guys will be invited to that. Fans don't ask to be involved in the fan zone. You get invited to the fan zone. That's how it works. So hopefully you guys will be looking forward to that. And like I say, some of you guys that have shown brilliant support with what the channel has been about, and get involved in stuff on the channel and on social media, I will be definitely inviting some of you guys to the fan zone when it reopens in the not too distant future. So that I just wanted to give you the heads up. For some of you guys that might want to know. If you want to know more about the fan zone, please do go and ask the fan zone, the Fandom ambassadors about it. They can give you a better understanding of it than I can, because I talk too much, and obviously I'm always busy. So if you've got any questions about the fan zone, go and ask the group ambassadors, because they're involved already in the fan zone, so they can tell you a bit more about it. Like I say, the fan zone's kind of a background idea. It's stuff we're on the fan zone. We do bits of ideas, bits of snippets of extra. It's not something I do all the time. Even when it's open, I can't work on it all the time, because obviously the priority is the channel, but it's something a bit extra for you guys. I do little bits of extra stuff for you guys. Competition ideas that I experiment with, sometimes some little bit extras as well, guest players with posts, stuff like that. There's a mixture of bits and bobs that I do on it, that and like I say, some experimental competition stuff as well that I do, but it's not something I do all the time. It's kind of when I've got free time to work on it, then that's when I try ideas out and do stuff on it. But like I say, you can only get involved in them ideas if you get invited to the fan zone on Instagram. This is exclusive to Instagram, by the way, guys, what I'm talking about. So yeah, hopefully, like I say, in the not too distant future, I'll be opening that up again and getting some of you guys that are not involved in the fan zone invited to it, and hopefully you'll like some of the stuff that's on there. Like I say, a lot of it at the minute is experimental stuff. But it's stuff that I do on there is for you guys. It's for to help you guys feel a bit more involved in fandom, but also to just to create that community feel around the channel, and test ideas as well. It helps me test things. So if you're interested in that, like I say, then you need to be in one of the groups to start with, because there's other Instagram groups going. There is an EFL group open. There is an EPL group open, which is Premier League. If you don't know the initials, why it's called EPL, it's the Premier League group. And we also have recently just opened the SPFL group as well for Scottish fans. So if you want to get involved in that, you can drop me a message. But like I said, if you want to know more about the fan zone, you need to be in the initial groups, which I've just told you about. And also, if you want to ask more questions about the fan zone, then please do drop a message to either Dylan, Gibbo, or Amish, if you could, guys. It'd be very much appreciated. Go and bombard with them with as many questions as you like about the fan zone. I'm sure they won't mind answering your questions about that. So, yeah. So that's that update, guys. Quickly, yeah, we're still 60 minutes in, 2-0 still to Hull. To Luton, and Hull just coming down the right-hand side here on an attack. Trying to obviously find a way to get a goal back, but it looks like at the minute that Luton are keeping Hull at arm's length and doing what they need to do to see this result out. It's not looking good for Hull at the minute, guys, is it? Not looking good at all. If they don't get something out of this game, they're looking like they're going to be having a really long, hard season. Because obviously, as fans, we know the focus to get results is always on getting the wins, as many as you can in your home games. If you can get a winning mentality at home, then it helps you have a positive attitude from your players when you play away from home. So there you go, guys. Like I said, please do consider hitting that like button, guys. It helps with the visibility. And if you're new, please do consider subscribing. Give us a chance. If you don't like what the channel's about, you can always unsubscribe at a later date. But like I say, at least give us a chance, drop a sub, check out a few streams, see if you like what the channel's about. It's always appreciated if you at least give us a chance, even if you decide at a later date the channel's not for you. But like I say, a lot coming with Fanden, guys. I'm just kind of feeling my way into things at the minute. So we're not really, we're doing a lot of live streams, just general football chat, watching the matches, getting you guys involved, hearing what you guys have got to say. But like I say, I've got much bigger ambitions and ideas for the future of the channel at the minute, and just trying to concentrate on building the audience a bit more and getting to know some of you guys as well, because I want you to all feel a part of the channel as much as I am a part of it. I want you guys to feel part of it as well. So Lionel Thompson saying West Brom should have gone for Slaven Bilic again if he hadn't have gone to Watford. But the fix for West Brom, they could appoint Chris Wilder. He's not clicking with Borough, but might be able to with West Bromwich Albion. Yeah, mate. Yeah, that's a fair shout. Yeah, I can't argue with that. To be fair, that's a good assessment, mate. I don't know who. To be honest, I'm not going to even say who the West Brom manager should be, because I'd probably be guessing wrong. Obviously, West Brom fans expect a lot from the team and the manager to get the best from the team, and rightly so. But they're a difficult club for any manager to come in. If the fans don't buy into what the manager's about, then they're never going to get. It's going to be a disaster from the start, from my opinion. So it's hard for me, from my point of view, to think what would be the right manager for West Brom, because I think that some clubs have fans that are easy to please. And I'm only talking about managers here. I'm not talking about football. I'm talking about managers. I think some clubs have fans that are easy to please. But I think West Brom are one of them clubs that they've got a fan base that's really difficult to please everybody when selecting a manager. And that's no disrespect to West Brom fans. They're just passionate fans. They've got big ambitions for their club, and rightly so. The club is a big club. It's got a big fan base, so it's understandable why the fans have got high expectations. But I just think that they're a club with fans, of fans that are very passionate, very knowledgeable, but very hard to please when it comes to selecting managers. But that's just my opinion. But yeah, that's cracking input there, Lionel. Thank you very much, mate. Do you know what? I need to speak to you with regards to your name, because my missus said it how I think it's supposed to be said the other day. So I want to check with you if that's how it's meant to be pronounced, because I'm guessing that I'm not pronouncing it correctly. And I would like to get it right, mate, if I could. So yeah, I'll have to drop you a voice message to pronounce it to you and see if I'm getting it right the way my missus said that she thinks it should be said. So yeah, watch out for that, Lionel. I will be coming at you some point soon with a voice message, mate, and then you can correct my grammar on how I'm pronouncing your name, hopefully. Will Bertham saying, I agree that Pulis, Bruce and Sam have done great jobs before. Pulis at Stoke, Bruce at Villa and Sam at Bolton, but they weren't best fit for us. Yeah, no, that's a fair point, mate. No, fair point. I'm not, like I say, they didn't work. I think Big Sam would have worked better for you guys in the Championship. You can understand, mate. but you've got. I'm sure there's a manager that West Brom fans hold in really high regard. Yeah, so you can drop that name into comments if you don't mind, mate. That'd be interesting. But every club has a manager that's done well at some point for that club, and the fans hold that manager in high regard. So as a Bolton fan, obviously the manager that most Bolton fans hold in high regard is Big Sam. So it's always difficult to see from a Bolton perspective other clubs criticising Big Sam. And I'm trying to think of another club that might have a similar thinking. I would say Man United would be the same if Alex Ferguson went to another club. I would say Liverpool would be the same if Jurgen Klopp went to another club. They hold him in such high regard for the achievements that they've achieved with that club, that when he goes to another club, and the fans from Liverpool, for example, if they saw Klopp go to another club and the fans not giving him a real chance, they would be critical of it, because they would know if the fans give him a chance, what that manager can achieve. So, and I'm sure it's the same with you, Will. I'm sure there is a manager that has done well at West Brom, and you have seen him go to another club and feel that the fans didn't give him a good chance. I think that's just football, isn't it, mate? That's just the way it is in football. When it's a manager that you're holding high regard, then you buy into it. But when it's a manager that you don't hold in high regard, it's more difficult to buy into their ideas. So yeah, but that's a fair point, mate. I'm not arguing with that. I take that on board, mate. That's a good point. Willie's also saying we should have never sacked Bilic or Moore, but we did, and we ended up replacing them with wrong fits. Now, because we have sacked too many managers in recent times, we are stuck with a wrong fit. Yeah, I'm presuming you mean a wrong fit again. Yeah, mate. Yeah, absolutely. Spot on what you're saying. I don't know. Are the fans actually calling for the manager to be sacked right now, Will? Let me know if you could, mate. It'd be interesting to know, because obviously the position you're in, rightly so, fans should be expecting more. It's one thing in it to be in a relegation, a club the size of West Brom to be in the relegation zone in the Premier League. It's a different story when you're close or involved in a relegation in the Championship. It's just the way we are as fans. We have high expectations for our clubs, don't we? So yeah, but let me know, Will, if the fans are actually calling for the manager to be sacked now. Has it got to that point, mate? Dylan is saying, hi, Gaz. I'm really sorry. We have a massive storm in my area, and my internet connection isn't coping well. It's having a negative effect on my connection to the stream as well. I will try to fix it. No problem, mate. I want to go and live in Portsmouth. I like that Dylan keeps telling me about all these storms. He keeps telling me about all these storms that they get down in Portsmouth. I love storms, me. I'm right. Here's a clue of my kind of personality, guy. You know Forrest Gump. You must have all seen the film Forrest Gump, and you've seen Lieutenant Dan sat on the top of that mast. That's my personality. That's the kind of guy I am. So yeah, I love storms. I'm a bit nuts like that. I love seeing the power of Mother Nature. So yeah, I'm impressed with all these storms that Dylan keeps telling me about down south. So yeah, I'm impressed with that, mate. So yeah, I love looking out the window, me, and seeing thunder and lightning and all that. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I love it. It's awesome. It's the power of Mother Nature reminding humanity I'm in charge. So yeah, but yeah, no worries, Dylan. Thanks for that, mate. Appreciate it. Like I say, not much you can do about it if you're having a stormy night down in Portsmouth. Then obviously it's going to affect your internet connection. So thanks for letting me know, Dylan. But yeah, not to worry, mate. I appreciate what support you give all the time. Really do. Same with you as well, but Will and all you guys in the chat. Will is saying, Aaron Hart, it was great to see Dundee United in Europe this season. Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely, and hopefully more of that to come in the future. But at the minute, obviously, just Dundee needs to concentrate on things in the league right now. It's not been a great start, but hopefully they're going to improve now because they've had some of the more difficult games earlier in the start of the season. Guys, just quick update, 70 minutes in, still 2-0. Hull still struggling to break Luton down. Not much to report, really. Luton looking the stronger of the two teams overall. Obviously, Hull trying to find a way through to create some opportunity on goal. But to be fair, Luton scoring the 2 goals in the first half, it looks like it's galvanised them to make sure that they don't throw this one away. Like I say, Hull just look like they're scrapping around for ideas at the minute. But we'll keep an eye on it, guys. Please do hit that like button, guys. It really does help the channel get more visibility on YouTube. And it's really appreciated as well, guys. The target is to try and aim for about 20 likes on a live stream. So if we can hit that, it's absolutely amazing. And I really, really do. Well, even if we don't hit it, guys, I appreciate all the support you guys give. I really do. Will Burford is saying, at the end of the day, Bruce has been at the Baggies since February last season. He took us from 5th to 12th, and he's started dreadfully this season. Yeah, mate. To be honest, I think I agree. I think Bruce has had his opportunity. I don't think it's helped that the fans don't really like him as manager. I'm not defending that. I just don't think it's helped, and I think I think it's got to the point where Bruce has lost the dressing room. Simple as that. So yeah, I think a manager change is definitely needed at West Brom. Unfortunately, and I don't like to say it because I do feel sorry for Steve Bruce a little bit, just simply for what happened at Newcastle. He got a really tough time up there, and that was his dream job. And you can understand it when it's a manager's dream job. So yeah, but yeah, I'm sure if he gets the sack, he's not going to be too upset. And if he does get the sack, it's going to be, I think, a positive for West Brom moving forward. So yeah, I've got to agree, mate. I do agree with you there. He has had enough time to get his ideas across. I think the players are just not buying into his tactics, his ideas, or whatever, and it's showing on the pitch, innit, mate? Aaron is saying, Wilbur from cheers, mate. Just a shame I had to go out in the way we did. Yeah, mate. But like I said, I wouldn't worry about that, mate. It's for Dundee right now. When you guys get the opportunity to play in Europe for Dundee United, at the minute, nobody expects much from you, from you guys. It's about them players getting some European experience. It's bonus. It's bonus football. I would look at it. When Bolton were playing in Europe, I looked at it that way. I looked at it as bonus football, an opportunity for the players to relax a bit more, enjoy something different, something new that a lot of the players in the team had not been used to, not played before in Europe. And if you look at it like that, sometimes it can actually get good results in Europe because it takes the pressure off the players. So yeah, any games you guys play in Europe at the minute, mate, for me, it's all learning. It's learning for the club. It's learning for the players. It's just getting that experience. And the sooner you learn, then the sooner you can actually seriously start thinking about being a more regular European club and actually competing better. But yeah, don't be, mate, seriously, I totally agree with what Will's saying. It was brilliant to see you guys get into Europe. And I think in your first season, there's no pressure. Doesn't matter what stage you went out, how you went out. I know the results. I remember what game you're on about. The result was disappointing. But like I say, you guys are still learning as regards to European football. So just getting there was a massive achievement. Now it's about learning how to get there more consistently and how to learn how to grind out results when you're playing in Europe. Because it is a different type of football with the two-legged ties and stuff like that. And obviously the fact that you've got only 4 teams in groups as well when you have the group stages. So that's also something that Dundee United are not very used to in football. So yeah, So yeah, Aaron, don't be too disappointed, mate. You guys did yourself proud just getting there. Now it's about learning how to get there more regularly, and like I say, getting some more European experience when you do get there. Apologies for me yawning, guys. I have been at work today, so it's been a long day. So just letting you know that if you're wondering why I'm yawning, that's why. Been up since early this morning, so I'm feeling quite tired now. Will Burton saying, yeah, I was very surprised about that result after I watched the first leg. What happened? Yeah, like I say, for me, I think just from my point of view, I did see one of the games, and it was just a bad day at the office, wasn't it? It was just a difficult game. And like I say, I can't remember who played. I'm sure he played a very experienced team in that game. A team that had a lot of European experience, and that's what you're up against. That's why I say, from my point of view, Dundee need to set the pressure off themselves and just enjoy the opportunities they get to play in Europe for now, to just get more experience. But that's just my opinion. You guys are entitled to your own opinion, absolutely. But thanks for that, Will. I appreciate the positivity, mate, about somebody else's club. Great to see. Aaron Hart, not sure, mate. The players gave up after 2-0, not good enough after a fantastic performance at home for us. Yeah, like I said, mate, hopefully plenty more opportunities to come for you guys to get more, improve as with European experience, and hopefully become a more regular European club, because the opportunity is there now with the massive improvement on the coefficiency numbers for Scotland. So yeah, hopefully more opportunities to come for Dundee United in Europe in the future. Aaron saying, do you reckon Bolton will go up this season, Gaz, mate? Yeah, I think we're in a good position to go up. I want to see us win the league, mate. I really do not. I'm not a big fan of the playoffs. Don't get me wrong. I get why, it's a big part of football, but for me, I'd rather go up. I've suddenly started yawning a lot more, haven't I? Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, for me, it's League One, and I'd like to see us win the league. I'd like us to show that ambition to at least get up in the automatic promotion spots. I really don't like. I'm not a big fan of the playoffs. Don't know what you guys think of the playoffs. Let me know. Obviously, for clubs that might struggle to compete at the top, the playoffs are fantastic. But for me, being a Bolton fan, I'd like my club. I have a higher expectation of my club, so I like to see my club, competing to win the league in League One. We're big enough and daft enough and got enough experience, and we've got a decent team. So as a fan, why should I not expect that my club should be able to compete to win to win the league, and at very minimum get into the championship by an automatic promotion spot rather than the playoffs? So yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts on that, guys. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question, Aaron. I hope we do. I don't want to sound overconfident, because we've looked good in the last season, but we also let ourselves down with a bad run of form about midway through the season, where we just, for some reason, players just lost their way, and we had a bad dip and a few bad results consistently in a row, and it took them a few games to get back to it. But by the time they did get back to it, it was a little bit too late, too much to do, with too few games left, if you get my meaning. So thanks for that, Aaron, mate. Lionel saying Chris Wilder might be good, might be going to Bournemouth, so might not him, but I think he meant to say might not be him, but who knows? Yeah, that's cool. That's going to be an interesting one to watch. If he goes there, I'm not a big fan of Chris Wilder. I'm not a big fan of him, but if he goes there, then obviously, hopefully the Bournemouth fans at least give him a chance. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of him as a manager. I don't think he's. I don't think he inspires players, but let's hope, I look forward to improving me wrong, guys. We're both from Tony Mowbray Slavan Bilic and Roberto Di Matteo are the best West Bromwich managers I've seen. Right, cool. Thanks for that. That's answering my question earlier. But I also asked Will if they were managing another club and the fans didn't really, you felt that the fans didn't give them a chance, would you be criticising them fans for not giving them a chance when you know what their managers can do? I'd love to know your answer to that, mate. If you could. Wilbur also saying after the Birmingham loss, a lot of West Brom fans were Bruce out. Right. Yeah, that's totally understandable. Like I say, he's had it's annoying me now, keep yawning. Yeah, I totally agree, mate. He's had enough time. I agree with you there. And obviously, Birmingham, massive derby game for West Brom. So fans will have a high expectation. And yeah, I did watch some of that game, and I think I watched the highlights, some of that, or at least a little bit of the highlights of it on one of your live streams, what do you call it now? Your match day blogs. So yeah, I did see some of that, and obviously massively disappointing result that, mate. But hopefully it don't go on for much longer, because like I said, I think the writing's on the wall for Steve Bruce, so it's just up to the club to basically make a decision on it, because it's not looking like he's the right fit. He's had enough time and the results have been poor. So yeah, I do agree and understand why West Brom fans would want a change now. It's disappointing to have to change another manager, but I'd love to know if the West Brom fans are asking what the board are doing picking these managers. Because you've got to give, there's got to be question marks around the board for picking these managers that are not settling in and not getting the best out of the players. So, yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts on that. Aaron Hart saying, yeah, true, mate. Will take lots of time for the new manager to get some wins. I feel bad for Jack Ross, but he had to go, unfortunately. Hopefully we can stay up. That's all I hope for. Mate, I think you stay up. I think you'll stay up. Obviously, it's still early in the season, and I think you guys just need a winning run. And I think if you get that winning run, it'll pull you away from the bottom of the table, and that'll inspire confidence into the players. And then I think you guys will be pretty safe. Obviously, it's early days yet. Hopefully, results improve soon for you guys, mate. Definitely. Aaron is saying, yeah, we played at AZ Alkmaar. I'm pretty sure they have a lot of experience. Yeah, they do, mate. Yeah. Experience in Europe. Brilliant team. You're right, mate. It's nice to see my team in the Conference League. At least I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah, like I said, mate, I'm really seriously hoping, fingers crossed, you guys get more experience, because to me, Dundee United is a club that potentially could do better in Europe. And the reason I say that is because I always look to see for Scottish clubs. I want to see Scottish clubs do well in Europe. And Aberdeen are one club that have really frustrated me for a number of years now. I've always looked for their results, and they never get to the group stages. They've had chance after chance after chance after chance, and they never, ever get to the group stage. So I don't want to have nothing against Aberdeen. I would love to see them do well in Europe, but they don't. So, and they're disappointing every season they're in it. And they're a club that have got the experience of playing in Europe. So to see them not use that experience to do a bit better in Europe, to at least get to the group stages, is just a massive underachievement for me. Whereas Dundee United are a club that haven't got that experience of playing in Europe regular like Aberdeen have. So therefore, for me, I'd like to see a club like Dundee United have that, take the place of Aberdeen and let them get some European experience and see if they can do better because it's better for Scottish football, isn't it? It's and that's the way I look at it. So yeah, let me know, Aaron. Do you agree, mate? Do you disagree? I'd love to know your thoughts on that, and what your thoughts are also on Aberdeen in Europe. Guys, just a quick update. 85 minutes now. So we're into the last 5 minutes. Dundee still, sorry, talking about Dundee. That my apologies. Hull still looking to create some kind of opportunities, but not looking good and losing the ball cheaply in places as well from what bits and bobs I've seen. But they are keeping Luton pegged in their own half. That is a plus, but it's not looking great now for Hull getting anything out of this game. Only just, like I say, just short of 5 minutes and added on time to go. So yeah, we'll have to see. But I think Luton a matter of 5 minutes away from a win, guys, by the looks of it. And it's going to look like a comfortable win because, to be fair, Hull just looking like they're lacking in ideas. Guys, please do hit that like button, please. Very much appreciate it if you could hit that like button so we can get more visibility on the channel. Aaron Hart saying, yeah, we played AZ Alkmaar. I'm pretty sure that they have a lot of it. Yeah, sorry, I read that comment, didn't I? My apologies. Aaron Hart, I would love Bolton to go up. I have a lot of respect for them. Bolton are massive. It would be great to see you guys in the Premier League again, have the rivalry and all that. Yeah, mate. Well, yeah, absolutely. I totally agree. It'd be great to see us in the Premier League again. But to be fair, just getting back to the Championship for me is the minimum requirement for Bolton. That's where I think Bolton belong, either in the Championship and if we can get in the Premier League, obviously that's great. But for me, I'm a realistic football fan, and we should be, at bare minimum, we should be competing in the Championship regularly and trying to get into the Premier League at least. And if we're in the Premier League, it's a bonus. It's a bonus to me. But yeah, for now, I would be settling just for getting back into the Championship for now, mate. But thank you very much for the positivity, Aaron. Really appreciate that, mate. 100% agree. A lot of Scottish clubs have had so many chances to do well, but you could say Celtic and Rangers being in the group stage of Champions League is brilliant for Scottish. It is, mate. It's been absolutely fantastic to see Celtic and Rangers in Champions League. It's been fantastic seeing Rangers have the run that they're in. They've had in the last couple of seasons. They've really contributed to the coefficient for Scotland. With regards to Celtic, yeah, I'm wanting to see them do well. I always want to see them do well, and I'm glad to see that they've got a point on the board in the last game in the Champions League. But overall, the last couple of seasons, I've got to be criticising Celtic because they've been underachieving as far as I'm concerned. I'm talking about Europa League and the Conference League and stuff like that. They've underachieved. They should be Celtic are a big enough club that they should be reaching the knockout stages on a regular basis in UEFA Cups competitions like the Europa League and the Conference League. Champions League, different story. Obviously, a lot tougher in the Champions League, but in the UEFA Cup and in the UEFA Conference League, I think that Celtic should be bare minimum progressing from the group, and that should be their minimum requirement. And they haven't been nowhere near that in the last couple of seasons. So for me, Celtic have been underachieving, but hopefully they're looking good. They're looking a lot better this year in the Champions League, and hopefully both Rangers and Celtic can give a good account of themselves in Champions League this season. I think that's the minimum, with them both being out of the Champions League for so long, this season being their first season back in it. I think that most fans just need to be realistic that just giving a good account of themselves in the Champions League would be enough for this season. It'd be great to see them progress to the knockout stage, don't get me wrong. But obviously, like I say, with a long period out of the Champions League, that's a big ask, I think, this season. But hopefully, both of the clubs can at least get minimum requirement of the third spot, which would mean that then they drop into the UEFA Cup. So hopefully, both Scottish clubs can be still involved in Europe after Christmas. So yeah. But yeah, absolutely. Like I say, Aaron, I agree with you there, mate. So we just got 5 minutes added time, guys. 2-0, so only got 5 minutes to go. But really appreciate you staying with me till the end, Aaron. It is massively appreciated, mate. It does help. And I think we'll just see the game out and then I'll call it a night, because I'm sure you'll be wanting to get to bed at a decent time tonight as well, mate, if you are off to a game tomorrow. You have to watch Dundee tomorrow, aren't you? So I'm sure you'll be wanting to get rested up so that your energy levels are right up there to get right behind the Dundee United boys tomorrow. I'm presuming you guys play tomorrow, or is it Sunday you play? Aaron is saying, yeah, it's unfortunate they both have really hard groups this season. One of them are yet to play Liverpool, so not sure they will get through the group, but maybe a Europa League run could be good. Yeah, mate, I'm not writing. To be honest, I think Rangers' best opportunity to get some points on the board at the minute in the Champions League is actually playing Liverpool, simply because Liverpool are not at the best at the minute. They're really struggling at the minute. So I think that's a really good opportunity for Rangers to get something out of that game, mate. And yeah, as for Celtic, they've already got the points on the board. So they've already got 1 point on the board. So they're in with a good shout to potentially, hopefully, secure some kind of progression in Europe. But they need, obviously, to be guaranteeing of it, they need to get more points on the board. But I think their next game's at home in the Champions League. So obviously, you always fancy Celtic at home in the Champions League to give anybody a game. I think their first game was against Real Madrid, so that was a really difficult ask. First game back in Champions League for a while, and the first game they have at home is against Real Madrid. It's a bit of a tough one. Maybe they could have done with playing one of the other clubs in the group first to get that confidence levels going up, and then take on Real Madrid. So yeah, Aaron saying, yeah, we play tomorrow. I'm pretty sure 3 p.m. kickoff. Really not sure how it could go after our awful form. Hopefully a good win at St Johnstone. Haven't been great. Need a win to get back on track. Yeah, mate, absolutely. Like I say, hopefully you guys will get a result in that, because like you're saying, you're at home, and I know that at Tanadic, I'm pronouncing that right, mate. It's Tanadic in it. You guys play really ambitious and brave, confident football, and really drill teams when you're in the mood. You know, Dundee. I've seen a couple of games now not at the ground, but on telly. I have watched a couple of games for Dundee United, and you guys always seem to play a lot more confident when you're playing at home. So yeah, hopefully that will help you guys get the result you need tomorrow, and help you climb up the team. Help you climb up the league a bit. Hopefully, mate. 3 points would be massive when you're having a difficult start to the season. So we're just 93 minutes, 94. So just coming in. Why did they do this, guys? Right. Seriously, why do the managers do this? This is just time wasting, and it's not necessary. It's not like you're going to lose now with 2-0 up, and the manager is making a substitution with less than a minute left of the game. What is that all about, guys? Why do managers do that? If there's only if it's backs to the wall and you're having a difficult game and you're struggling to see it out, I can understand it. But when you're winning comfortably, why do managers leave it with 1 minute to go, 2 minutes to go to make a substitution? It's madness. Absolute madness. I don't understand that thinking. The only time I understand that thinking is when your back's against the wall, when you're really under the cosh, you're 1-0 up, you're winning by 1 goal only, or you're trying to scrape a point out of the game, and the other team is got you pinned back, and you're not getting any opportunity to get out, then I can understand why a manager might use a substitution just to break up the play and try and help the team take the pressure off. But when you're winning comfortably, it's madness. It's disrespectful to the fans, and it's disrespectful to the player that you're bringing on, because you're not even, you're giving him, 30 seconds to run around. It's nuts. But that's just me. I like to see players getting used to getting the opportunity to play properly. And you can't play when you get brought on with 1 minute left. It's madness. And there's only really one reason you're doing that, and it's time wasting. So yeah, Luton have win 1-2 minutes full time, and that pushes Luton up into the playoff spots. I believe. I'd have to obviously double check that, but yeah, so I believe it pushes Luton up into the playoff positions, which I'm sure they're buzzing about. But obviously for Hull, it's another defeat. I think that's now 5 defeats in a row, which is not good for Hull. They're going to really now struggle for confidence. Could cost the manager his job, this. But I believe, isn't he a caretaker manager? I'm sure one of you guys told me at the start that he's a caretaker manager, but obviously he's not being very good at taking care of things, is he, as a caretaker? Aaron is saying, nah, mate, it's Tanadik. Yeah, I knew it's something like, I'm asking if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Tanadic or Tanadik. Obviously, I'm presuming I'm not pronouncing it. I'll have to listen to how you Scottish lads pronounce it. Maybe sometime, see if I can catch a live stream from a Scottish fan doing a channel or something and hear how it's pronounced to get it correct. But obviously, we having an English accent, to me, it comes across as Tanadik or Tanadich. But obviously, I'm presuming I'm not pronouncing that correctly. But thanks, Aaron, for at least letting me know I'm not pronouncing it correctly. I'll have to have a look, see if I can hear a Scottish fans pronouncing it on another YouTube channel or something to hear how it's actually pronounced. But thanks for that, mate. Right, so that's it for me, guys. The game's over, and obviously the stream's gone quiet, and I want to go and get some food. I've not had nothing to eat yet, and obviously go and get ready for tomorrow and what's coming together tomorrow. Lots of football tomorrow to keep my eye on, so I'm going to be watching a lot of football. Really appreciate all you guys coming getting involved tonight. It's been a good stream. Obviously, not every stream's going to get stupidly high views, but the more I keep doing it, the more we'll get more fans to find out about us, hopefully. And to you guys that come on and show the support you do regularly, I really, really do appreciate it. It's massive. Aaron, special shout out to you, mate, for staying with me to the end. Really is appreciated, because as we get towards the end of the stream, we know what result it's going to be. It can be difficult for me to keep talking. So I really do appreciate it when you guys come and stay with me towards the end of the stream. And Aaron, I think there's a couple of times you've done that for me now, mate, to stick towards the end to help me keep the ball rolling. And it's really appreciated, mate. Thank you very much. You're a star. So I'll just read out Aaron's final comment, and then we'll call it a night. So it's dice like rolling a dice, if you know what I mean. Tannadice. All right. Am I saying it right now? Tannadice. Is that correct? I'm not sure. Let me know if I've got it right. Tannadice. Does that sound right? I'm not sure, mate. Let me know if you could before I call it a night. But thanks for trying to get me to pronounce it. Like I said, same with you guys' names and stadiums. Obviously, I want to pronounce your club's ground correctly, and obviously your names as well, because obviously I'm having a little bit of a trouble at the minute as well with Lionel. His name, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name correct, but yeah, thank you very much for that, Aaron. Appreciate it, mate. No problem, mate. I support everything you do, 100% behind you. Thanks, mate. Honest, really, like I said, I don't take it for granted, Aaron. I do really appreciate it. Your support is massive, and always appreciate it. Like I said, I like to make special thanks occasionally where I can, because I do appreciate it. Yeah, that's correct, mate. Right, cool. So I'm gonna have to try and stick that in my head now. So it's Tanner Dice. Cool. I'm buzzing off that. I haven't. At least I now hopefully I'll have it correct when I hopefully one day, sometime soon, hopefully be doing a Dundee United stream at some point. Hopefully, you'll have to maybe give me an idea when I talk to you on social media, Aaron, what game I should look out for to try and catch for a Dundee United live stream where I might get an half decent stream where fans might like to come and obviously click in, because I know obviously your biggest rivals are Dundee, but obviously you guys not playing in the same league at the minute, so that's a difficult one to look out for. But in the Premiership, obviously I'm sure you guys have got other clubs that you consider rivalries, so maybe you could drop me a message on social media, mate. Maybe give me an idea what Premiership clubs I should be looking out for Dundee United playing against in the future, to do a stream. So yeah, thank you very much, Aaron. Really appreciate it, mate. And massive thanks to all you guys that have been on tonight, getting involved. Really do appreciate it. I know I always say it and repeating myself sometimes, but I like to let you guys know I don't take it for granted. So yeah, that's about it for me, guys, for tonight. But keep watching the channel and dropping in when you're not busy. It is appreciated. There's a lot more to come on Fanden, and we're going to be doing a lot more live streams as well, hopefully, as I solve hopefully some of these software issues, because at the minute we're kind of restricted to the software I'm using. So I'm hoping to check out some other software options in the coming weeks and months. So yeah, that's it from me, guys. Like I said, massive thanks for all your positivity in the chat. Big shout out to all you guys that have been supportive tonight. Really appreciated. And a special thanks for Aaron sticking with me to the end to help make it a little bit easier on a quieter stream. So thanks a lot, guys. Take care. Look after yourself out there. If you go into a match tomorrow, enjoy the game. Hope your team gets the win and stay safe. I always say that, guys. Please do stay safe, because we love football. I know you guys are passionate, but stay safe at the game, because obviously not everybody is always going to the games with the best of intentions. So yeah, make sure you keep yourselves safe when you're out and about tomorrow, over the weekend, whenever it is you're going to a game. Okay, guys, thanks a lot. Take care, and hopefully I will see you guys soon on another stream. Bye for now.